So if you guys remember a few weeks ago, I talked about the release of my book and how it came out in Kindle edition. Well, this time around I'm going to be talking about Duel of the Monsters Volume 2 in print form, for anyone who didn't see the video prior. So for those who don't know what Duel of the Monsters is, this is actually the second volume in now a 2-volume anthology series that I actually wrote a story in. Basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's monsters ranging from robots to giant monsters to insects to aliens, all fighting each other. In the first volume, I wrote a story involving a battle between two cryptids, the Mothman and the Jersey Devil, because it was so perfect to have the Mothman and Jersey Devil fight. And in this one, I went very far different. You know, because Mothman versus Jersey Devil was like a fight that you'd think, like, if you were to put two cryptids together, it would be like literally the perfect fight, right? It would be like a matchup you would think of. But for the second one, second volume, I decided to challenge myself in a very different way. And when I say challenge myself, I went very, like, a lot of the other writers were like, he did that fight? How did you even manage that? And the fight I did was a vampire versus a velociraptor. Yep. And also, for context, I'm not talking like a vampire like Count Dracula. It was more like an Orlockian vampire, kind of like from Count Orlok from Nosferatu. And the velociraptor was something like something out of Jurassic Park. Although the design, I kind of did have a bit of a reference to JP3 velociraptors. Because there is a bit of a fin there. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So yeah. So as an anthology, I'm not the only one who wrote a story for that. Although that's kind of the reason why I'm pimping this out. My good friend Cody Bradish, he wrote a story involving the Cactus Cat and the Hide Behind, which are two cryptids I've never heard of. But it's a more comedic story than anything else. You also have, for those who are fans of Atomic Rex, we have Matt Denian, who wrote two in public domain horror monsters going at it. And this is one I think is the major one. I do think this is the major story in this anthology, and that is Mr. Hyde versus the Phantom of the Opera. Matt Denian did a phenomenal job with that story. I think it's by far the best. I got to read it a little early, and I think it's the best story of the anthology. As for others, we have Bigfoot versus a very big grizzly, a giant killer grizzly. You know, I wouldn't say like it's mutated like Catardhan from Prophecy. It's more like just a really big grizzly bear fighting Sasquatch. Now, you also have an invisible woman taking on an insectoid alien. You have zombies taking on a lich. Not the Lich King, a lich. And as for others, you have... what were the other ones? Oh yeah, a werewolf and a gargoyle fighting. There's a lot of great monster fights in here. So the print version, which a lot of people in the first time I did the video were asking me, like, hey, the print, it's cool that you got the Kindle version. When's the print coming out? Because that's what everyone was more excited for, was seeing the print version. Well, the print version, that's what we're talking about. The print version is out, and it is only $10. You're getting a lot for $10, I'll tell you that right now. This is a book that is chock full of just action, horror, gore, and no pulled punches. This is not for kids. This is straight up, monster gore fights all around. This is literally what we have. Just straight up bloodbaths every story. Sorry, I lost my train of thought, but yeah. So, it's only... A lot of people are asking for the print. There you go. The link will be in the description below. It is only, like I said, the print is $10, but if you do have an Amazon Kindle and want to just get the Kindle, it's $2.99. So it's cheap either way. You guys get to check out some great horror gore, some gore and horror, and I get the publicity and I get to achieve my dreams of being a writer and one step closer to getting the hell out from working for a restaurant, because that's what I want to do. This is my dream. This is, as Walt Disney always said, follow your dreams or some shit like that, right? Anyway, so once again, link is in the description below. I know a lot of people were asking last time, when was the print version coming out? Well, now you have the print version. It's actually kind of funny because I was not expecting my monster fight to be on the cover, which is the vampire and velociraptor matchup. So, not just that story, all these other stories are great. So, if you love monster fights, if you love that, go check out that book and the first volume if you haven't already. That's still out. But other than that, like I said, check out the link in the description below. And other than that, hope you all enjoyed this video and hope you enjoyed the book. And I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.